You are live, it says.
Alright, I'm refreshing your page to see what it comes up. Oh, there you are. Put your invite link in, if you would, please.
Oh, it's still got my. I'm just putting it. Copy the clipboard. There, I just sent it.
Yeah, I'm trying to first. I'm sorry. I can't tell if. Okay, I'm coming in. Uh-oh. Sorry about that.
Oh no, that's okay.
It's because I'm talking on the phone.
Yeah, that's okay.
Um, Wait a minute. I gotta shut this volume. I gotta. How come I can't? How, okay, okay, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh,
yes, I.
I think I got you now.
See, this is working, Dale. So, so the the trick. Let me just.
There you go.
What
Now I
you?
s- now I see you.
So I don't have to go into YouTube.
No, when you select YouTube as your destination for your live stream, it connects it to YouTube. But if you want to give people wrenches or or pin
Oh,
your
Rhonda's
invite
here.
or
We've got somebody already. Rhonda's here in the
yeah,
side.
if if you do you have any other tabs open, any internet browser tabs open other than the one you're looking at right now through
Yes.
StreamYard?
Yeah. Yeah. Should I close them?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Um, do you have one open to this stream? If you click on it,
Um, like I've got YouTube in the side paused within it, but it's got your face and mine on it. So that told me right away this is working. So
yeah,
and I
yeah.
didn't open that up until after I started the StreamYard,
Well,
right?
that's good. That's good. Now, if you go to that YouTube, that's where you can interact with people in the chat, in the side chat area.
Right.
Where that's where you saw Rhonda's uh, comment. I'm assuming
Yes.
you can see it in Streamyard too. But
No,
if
that
you
is where I'm seeing it, Dale.
yeah
That's what's kind of freaking me out is that the side chat is working perfectly. When you do when I enter the way you've just shown me now, like
yep
I can see like when Rhonda made said good morning, um, that was on the StreamYard.
yeah it comes through Streamyard in the chat. Yes, but you can't do anything other than
I
chat back.
I
If
see
you,
what you're saying.
if
Yeah.
you want to do anything like pin your invite link or give somebody a wrench, you have to do that in the YouTube area.
flip back there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But
well,
even if you pause the YouTube video, if you're watching this in YouTube, even if you pause that, the side chat will still scroll through.
continue. Yeah, I just
Right.
noticed that actually because I went back there just for a split second, and I noticed that both your and Rhonda's. Um, I think you've fixed it for me. Yeah.
Hey, hey,
Glory to God.
hey, since you're there, it, on the YouTube side of things, go over to your invite link and mouse over it.
Yeah.
See the three dots?
In StreamYard, you mean?
No, 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 no. No, in YouTube,
Right.
watch your video in YouTube.
Okay, okay. Go over the StreamYard link.
Go
Okay.
to go to the invite link that you put in the side chat.
Right.
Go over, mouse over that,
Yeah.
and see the
Okay,
three.
I see. Yeah, the three dots.
Yep, click the three dots.
It says report or block.
Wow, it doesn't give you the ability to um
Give somebody a wrench or something like
no,
that.
no, pin. It doesn't give you the ability to pin
Okay.
because that's where I do it. One other thing, try this. Go to my name where you see where I wrote I'm here too.
Right.
Um,
Go
mouse
to the
over it. Do
three
you see?
dots.
Yeah. Do you
Re-
see?
report block.
Wow, it doesn't give you the ability to make a moderator.
No.
That's how you give people wrenches.
Right.
I
But I
wonder.
think people who I've given wrenches to can give wrenches.
I don't think so, but maybe.
Uh,
How did you give them wrenches? I
you,
don't
you,
understand how you did
you,
that.
if I'm not mistaken, Dale, you gave me my first wrench on Ace's show. When I got a
Hmm.
wrench on Ace's show, he didn't give it to me, I don't believe. I believe it was you. We were having a little chatty in the side, and next thing you know, I got a wrench. But you could have told Ace to give me a wrench. I don't know.
To the best of my knowledge, only the owner can give out wrenches, but I I don't know.
But like because of this, because of your help right now, Dale,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my first official show tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Cool.
all to God's glory.
Yeah. Hey, don't do it as the same time as Ace is talking to
No,
Martin.
no, especially tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll be crickets over here.
Yeah, you can just start another show now. Or
Right,
you can make this your official first one. You can just rename it after it's done.
right.
Whatever,
Yeah, that'll
whatever.
give me a chance to go into the uh, more fancier parts of it. Start adding some stuff so I know that I looks like I know what I'm doing, right?
I know there's an Ace saying for that somewhere.
there's good. There's
Reality is nothing, or something like that. So- Something like that.
there. I just sent you a link if you want to come in, Rhonda. She was in. We had a nice chat yesterday, talking about Ephesians and some other things there with
Hmm.
Rhonda and Norm.
Hmm. Hey, listen, I got to go. Oh, I'm full screen. Where'd you go? Or did you do that? Or did you bail? Did you click yourself out of your own show? Ooh, I've been left alone. The, the fox is in charge of the hen house, it looks like. Yeah. Boy, I don't know what you did, but I don't know what you did, buddy, but you are gone. I'm real curious. Well, let's see. I don't know if I can do that myself. Virtual background. Oh, here we go. Mirror. You can see you can see I've got something something. It reads Coca-Cola. I'm curious if I mirror my camera, does it do it just for me, or do you see Coca-Cola written backwards now? Maybe I forgot who was in the side chat. I'm sorry. That's regular. That's a mirror. I'm just curious if it changes for you also. I'm assuming it does, but I can't know that for sure. There you are.
I don't know what happened there, Dale.
Okay. I'm trying to read. My eyes are so
Oh,
screwed up. I'm trying to read the side chat here.
here comes here's the fella who I cried about yesterday.
The Wile E. Coyote, huh?
I'm exhausted today, but saying howdy to you, Tim and Dale and Rhonda. Sent a link to Mike. Maybe he will join. Thanks, Rob. Like I said yesterday, we're also upset about what happened, but I'll tell you, it was terrific to see you and Jacob enjoying some what it looked like strawberry and bubblegum ice cream together with smiles on your faces. That was nice to see.
Hey Tim, can you do me a favor? I
Yes,
want to
I
try
can.
something.
Yes.
Tim. Okay. Um, can you put me on full screen?
Ron, Rhonda said Tim just experienced a free snatching away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good one, Rhonda.
Can you
But you
put me
want,
can you put me on full screen for just a
uh,
second?
how do I do that? Just click
Well, there's different
solo
view.
layout. You click right on the left hand side.
There you
There
go.
we go.
Okay, now I want to do something. Okay, you can read my shirt, right? It says
Correct.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Tell me if it turns into being written backwards
Right.
right now.
No,
It still says Coca-Cola to you?
absolutely. I
It
think
it
mirroring may be a bit
ah
different than we thought.
I'm glad to hear that because I'm going to do it on mirroring. So at least when I'm pointing to something, my finger works right. You know how hard it is
I know what you're talking about.
when when you're doing something on screen, if you're trying to point to something you've got on the bottom of the screen. Well, like I don't know if I was showing you. I was showing somebody this. Can, can you see this picture?
Yes, it was me you were showing it to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because everything was backwards, I couldn't figure out which way to turn to make it show up. But if I put it on mirror, it's a lot easier. It's not backwards.
I, I,
And
I wonder if Rob recognizes that painting.
okay, you can bring yourself back now.
Oh, that-
Yay.
I wonder if Rob recognizes or Rhonda recognizes that painting you just showed.
Yeah, it's from
Oh, there,
that's
yeah,
on Martin's site. That picture
yeah,
from the Zender Talk.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
That's the original that Dale has, Rob.
Supposedly, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as she didn't trick me. I can feel the texture of the paint. It's not real heavy texture, but I can feel some texture.
Yeah.
So I got to believe it's genuine.
Yeah, there's a huge difference between photographs of and the originals of painting.
Yeah,
Like what the first time I saw a Van Gogh painting in real life just shocked me.
I think that old timey stuff is real heavy with the paint, isn't it?
Well, specifically Van Gogh. Van Gogh
Okay.
was really, he laid it on really thick, right?
Yeah. Nah, I get you.
His contemporary artists like Gauguin and stuff used to make fun of him a bit because of how thickly he threw the paint on.
Yeah. I suppose watercolors, it'd be pretty hard to lay it on thick, huh?
Yeah, there's no such thing with watercolor.
Oh,
Oh, but
all right. Vessel, vessels of honor and dishonor.
oh, the potter and the clay he's talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but this painting is weird because it's really a spin-off on free will. The fact that these pots are creating themselves.
Right.
The hands, you can see the
Yeah.
hands that are forming themselves, forming the pot themselves. It's mm, yeah.
Honor, Rob just put. Oh,
National Park.
yeah. He went there.
National.
There's a national park where he was. I guess after he got across the border, when he didn't get across the border. So he posted a bunch of pictures of, when you go into a national park and they have those big plasticized uh, little info things, and they'll have a picture of animals on them or whatever, and give you a brief
Yeah,
discussion. He
sure.
was showing a couple of those.
Okay.
It was real pretty with the mountains in the background and the lake and stuff.
Yeah,
But it's good to see they made the most of their situation.
sure.
Father and son out together, can't really beat that too much.
Yeah, I hear you. That's cool.
And doing something so terrific. Like I was almost a bit envious of him, right? He's got a son who's a believer, and the two of them are going on a righteous journey to assemble with the other parts of the body.
Yeah,
And he had planned to do like you know video himself and put it. But
sure.
well, God's got this.
Yeah. I, I'm so surprised though. I thought the issue would have been with Canada, but
Right.
but for you to say that it was the U.S. that wouldn't let them in, I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Because like when we go to the States, we don't even deal with Canadian, right? Is when we go to cross the border, we're dealing immediately with an American border
Oh,
guy, right?
oh, you don't have to deal with Canada at all, huh?
On the way back,
Yeah,
you're
right.
whoever's country you're entering,
Entering. They're the
those
only ones that care.
those are the folks you have to deal with, right? And
Yeah,
I used
yeah, it
to
makes sense.
I
Yeah,
used to get like 10 like we would go every Thursday to I think it was in Buffalo. They didn't sell what we drank in Canada, and we had to disc jockey quite close to the border. So
yeah.
on Thursdays, so we'd go across the border to get Wild Turkey 101, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
grab half a case or whatever,
Hmm.
come back up, and 10, 9 out of 10 times they'd let me across, and then every once in a while it's like, nah, you can't come. But we didn't need passports or anything back then, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember as a teenager, we'd cruise across in the border into Windsor. I'm in the Detroit area.
Right.
We'd cruise across into Windsor, and oh, in fact, a high school buddy, his parents had a cottage on Lake Erie in the town of Leamington.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, we'd go there for a weekend, you know, have fun. Big fishing town, I think, because boy, did
Yeah.
it smell like fish. Woo.
Yeah. Pickerel. They're big on
Oh,
pickerel.
is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
I know as a kid we'd go to Point Pelee,
Yeah, beautiful there.
but we'd go there via the water,
Right,
from
right.
the I think we'd launch in the Detroit River, possibly Lake Erie. I'm not sure. And but I was a little kid. I'm not even positive if I myself went to Point Pelee, but I do remember slicing, or not slicing. My dad would cut their heads off and slice a uh, a bucket, not a bucket, a drum full of smelt.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I just remember as a kid, he'd cut their heads off, slit their belly, throw them in the tub, and I'd grab them and run my thumb through them,
yeah.
get the
Take
guts
all the,
out, rinse them, and throw them in a bucket.
yeah,
And we had this little production line going.
yeah. That
But
that was that was a big thing at my house growing up, and for my kids when they were young.
yeah,
I, I leave the heads on and just gut them, and fry them with a bit of. I'd finish them with a bit of chili powder and sugar, and we would just sit
wow.
them on the counter until they were gone. Right?
You
Like they'd be there for like 4 days. People just picking at them. You know?
you ate the heads and all?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Huh. It's
I eat
probably
I
it's
I eat
probably a lot. Go ahead.
I eat everything of it. You
It
know.
Yeah, it's probably way more nutritious eating the head.
Well,
But
well, there it's very tasty, right? Like
uh, I
this.
wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. We never did that.
Yeah.
He would always cut the heads off. So I don't know.
But like even with making soup, fish heads are really good for making soup, right?
Yeah.
Salmon heads, whatever.
Even chicken heads. Chicken heads, chicken feet.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Yeah.
chicken feet.
I
Eat
don't
a
think
lot
I've
of
ever
chicken
had
feet.
one. The only thing I've done with chicken feet is make soup.
Well, it's one of the best parts of the chicken you can buy to make broth, right?
Yeah.
It's got a lot of
Collagen.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know people actually ate chicken feet, but a friend of mine from Brazil, he said right on the pad of the chicken foot, there's a little round hunk of meat that is just wonderful. But
It,
I don't know.
it's mostly texture and it absorbs stuff if you braise it for long enough, right?
Okay.
Usually get it at like a Chinese restaurant and stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
You oil them for about 3 hours. My recent. Oh yeah,
Hmm.
he's talking about the. Did,
Rainbows.
did you see the rainbows that he posted?
I didn't. I don't know why I didn't get. I should check out. I don't know why I didn't get any notifications from him.
Are you on the Facebook?
Oh no, not Facebook.
Yeah, that's from Facebook.
I'm looking to make sure I am um what subscribed to his
Channel.
YouTube. I'm looking for, is it just his name, Rob? Rob
Uh,
Wa- Rob, wow, I don't see him yet.
Yeah, it's just Rob Weil. That's the name of his channel.
I'm looking for it. I mean, I'm looking in my list of subscriptions. I suppose I could just. Man, I got a long list. There he is. Um. Oh, I don't have his bell rung. Okay, Rob, I just rung your bell. There we go. Okay, now we're straight.
Yeah, you got to have those bells.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything like things that aren't body of Christ orientated, car stuff, whatever. I don't have any bells, but all the people, all of our people, I have the bells rung.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a nice way to start the morning, I find.
Yeah, my phone starts screaming at me early in the morning because Ace is doing a show or something. A couple hours before I wake up. Uh, and on top of that, he's 2 hours behind me, so it's even 2 hours more so.
Right. I'm just gonna send Normie a
Yeah, Normie, I
text.
like that.
There he be. I'll just put "We are live."
We are the champions, my friend. That came up the other day. I forget
Yeah.
what it was all
fir-
about.
First concert I ever got $100 for scalping the tickets.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I met him backstage after the concert, and that was very disturbing.
Really?
Yeah. We were kind of known in the concert community because we were like these two little kind of punk rockish kids. You know, we're like, we were going to concerts since we were 12 or 13. So everybody kind of knew us, right? It was like,
Hmm.
because most people would be 18 and over or something like that, right? So we were very aware. We were usually the youngest people at the concerts, right? And when we went backstage for Queen, there was I was 15. I looked at the concert tickets. I was 15 at the time, and there was two little kids dressed extravagantly,
Right.
and Freddie Mercury was just like he wasn't talking to anybody else. It was
Wow.
very disturbing. Because usually, us being as young as we were, when we went backstage, whatever you know uh, star it was, musician, they would focus on us right away, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, wow, look at these younger kids, you know.
Hey Tim, you're gonna have to excuse me for just a few minutes, okay?
Oh, not a problem at all. This was so impromptu. It's
Well, I'll be right back if you still want to
yeah,
stay on. Okay,
yeah, sure,
I
sure.
gotta mute my mic though. Also, sorry.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, Rob's taken off. Grace and peace to Rhonda, everybody. Thanks, Robbie. Grace and peace to you. I just sent Norm a text. Oh, I didn't send it. There, it's sent now. Perhaps Normie will come in. I'll put, it is working. Dale, help me with the help of Rhonda too. problem. Send. Haven't heard. Oh, haven't heard. Well, maybe he's busy all day. You never know with Norm. I think he sticks with his schedule, pretty tight to his schedule, which seems to be really busy talking to other members all day long. Until 2, at which time he is devoted to his other half.
Okay, I'm back on mic,
There
but
we go, Mr.
but
Dale.
but I'm gonna stay off screen while I walk outside and have a smoke.
That's perfect. Need a smoke.
Yeah,
Celebration smoke.
that's it.
Thank you so much, Dale.
Hey,
Uh,
yeah, I heard you mentioning that. I'm I gotta believe that the next time you do a stream, when you when it asks you to select a destination,
right.
there should be the YouTube button that you can just click. So that, YouTube is your destination.
Right, right.
Or do you have a Facebook?
Yeah,
You know, you can add that Facebook page as a destination also. So
right.
simultaneously it'll broadcast on both YouTube and Facebook.
Once this show gets a bit more slick,
Hmm.
I'll start doing that. Right.
Well, people might enjoy watching you work through this. I mean, I enjoyed watching your test videos and all that,
right.
trying to work it
But
out.
we're brothers too, though. You know what I mean? Like I think
Mm, mm, mm,
for
mm.
people who are just like my secular friends or whatever, I don't think it would be so interesting. But once the show gets going, it is my intent to put it there to get people, thinking, oh yeah, Rhonda, Gabe is he's Martin Zender's oldest son, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But he is Martin's son. He's going
Mhm.
to be on with Martin tomorrow on Ace's show. Yes, it's Gabe's Rhonda, Gabe's 3D videos is
Yeah,
his name on the side chat in Ace's show.
I find that quite interesting that Martin has three sons. One is a believer,
Yeah,
one is an atheist,
yeah.
and one is a member of an institutional church.
That one shocks me the most, actually.
Well, I find it interesting that it covers the whole gamut of,
Well,
you
exactly, right?
the whole spectrum. Yeah,
Yeah, like especially, phew, well, yeah. It's just it's shocking, but it shows how God acts in mysterious ways. It's like
yeah,
the multifarious wisdom of God. How
yeah,
do we know how He works things, right?
yeah. What?
Because all three of them couldn't have had a better start, for lack of a better word.
I hear you. Yeah,
And like to have the truth right there in front of your face your whole life, and then to dismiss it, like that's got to be a God thing, right? Like,
yeah,
and the funny thing too is that Gabe gets it so well, and to see a young man,
yeah.
I see Gabe as like the production of
Hmm.
a, almost perfect. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect, right? But
A good compliment to his dad. He can be the
oh,
production side of.
for certain, right? But like,
Martin's
there's
doing pretty good at producing too, though. You know,
right.
he's better than he claims. I think.
But the fact that like Gabe shows us what it looks like to have a young man molded by a correct,
Sure.
you know,
Example.
upbringing and stuff.
Right. Right.
And like when you look at him, he's so well rounded, like, and I think it's got a lot to do with the fact of understanding from a young age that Christ already took care of your sin, and we're not really supposed to concern ourselves with it particularly, and that's the healthy individual that comes out of that healthy upbringing, right?
Yeah.
Not being judgmental and stuff. uh, you can see in it how he answers questions and what is brought to mind in the side chat when he's talking. It's such a healthy view on life,
Yeah.
right?
There is an element that he kind of misses out on, though. Those of us who were fooled by belonging to an institution for years can understand their train of thought better, you know.
Absolutely.
So there's every coin has two sides, you know.
Exactly. But his naiveness on that, with regard to that, could actually act as a strength because
Oh, it does, sure,
you know what I mean? Like, it
sure,
just shows how God's really, you know, fills in all the cracks, right? Like
yeah,
every single, it's just,
yeah,
it's
sure,
overwhelming. We're good. I imagine after the consummation, we're going to learn a lot of new words.
yeah.
Right? Like it,
Oh yeah,
like AKA the good news, right?
yeah,
Like the biggest understatement in the history of human existence.
sure. Wow. What a mind-blowing thing.
Well, remember the other day we
Coming.
were talking about how like maybe we'll be able to help our family first terrestrially and
That's
all that
exactly that's exactly what was going through my mind when I said, "What a mind-blowing thing."
stuff.
I don't know that we can prove that that's going to happen, but wow, I sure hope so.
Well, Martin's on our side
Uh,
because
well,
it
that's where
was.
he's actually where I got it from first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't see that video because it's from like 3 years ago, and
really.
yeah, and you know how stuff just comes up in your YouTube. So I see this old Martin thing, and I was doing dishes or whatever. I click it, and at about the 8 minute mark, he starts talking exactly what we were talking about. And I had been talking to somebody on the phone about it also, so I phoned them immediately,
Hmm.
told them which video to go to, and said, "Look, we're not kooks, right? Like
No kookier than Martin, anyway, right?
exact perfect kook to be aligned with, right? Uh, God bless the knuckleheads.
Absolutely. Knuckleheaded enough to believe God.
Believe
Uh,
God. Believe
eh,
in God and believe God.
yeah. But to be fair, I don't think God says that we will be coming back to help them out. But
No, no, no.
it's a good
It's we're part of Christ's body, and Christ is coming down here, right? So who knows, right?
yeah, yeah. Who knows? Who? Yeah.
We
to
know
my,
for certain Celestial will be dealing with them. That's of
yeah.
that's obviously stated. But everything else we delve into surrounding it in our imagination,
Hmm.
I guess it's just our imagination ramblings, but
Yeah.
it's all part of the expectation, right? It builds up your expectation. Even it shows how it is expectation,
Mhm.
right? It's like when you're gonna go on vacation.
You're
Before
expect.
you go, you're like, oh, I want to dive the first couple of days, and there'll be a coral reef there, and maybe a shark or whatever, like
You're expecting a good time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you might not go uh, snorkeling the first couple of days or whatever. You might find something else good to do. Who knows, right? But
Yeah.
so Gabe is, yeah, okay.
Oh yeah. The side chat is going on.
I don't think anything's been, yeah, nothing's been put in for 8 minutes.
22. Yeah. 8 minutes. I forgot all about side chat. I can't. Uh, especially when I'm in your position of doing a show, producing one. Man, there's too much going on. I
Yeah.
the side chat, doing screen shares. Uh, it just gets overwhelming. So I need to constantly apologize to people. Hey, I don't mean to not not address your side chat, but man, I'm kind of rattled here.
Well, exactly. Oh my God, somebody's going to be really happy in about 2 seconds. Mr.
No,
Lavelle,
Howdy.
his
how you
camera
doing,
still
brother?
isn't working though.
Yeah,
That's right. Can
yeah,
you hear me?
we can hear you perfectly, brother.
Well, my mic is on and my camera is on. So somebody's
That
on strike against me.
yeah, that's so weird. Are you on your phone?
Yeah, but let me go see YouTube.
Did you grant permission to StreamYard to access your phone's camera?
Yeah, it's the first thing it asks me before I go on.
Uh,
StreamYard requests. No, screen. Do you allow StreamYard to access your camera and mic? And I always click yes. Always.
it's weird that you would have to answer that question every time. I thought once you say yes, it sticks. I didn't think it. I don't recall ever granting permission after I did it once.
Well, it's not you that grants me permission. It's StreamYard that asks me that. Well, sorry. The first thing it asked me, do you want to do StreamYard by Google Chrome or by um, Safari, which is Apple, or by default browser? Well, my default browser is Safari, but I just click on Safari. I've been doing this for nearly a year, going on Ace's show. I've been on Christ Plug show. I did the same thing. I did the same thing on Catherine's show for the 2 or 3. Well, on the first live she ever did, I was the first one on it, and I always do the same procedure. I'm not doing anything different
And you show up on screen there.
all the time. This is the first time on Raz's show that I have a black screen. I don't know what's the deal with this.
Yeah, that's so
You
odd.
don't, is there a camera button anywhere on your phone you can click, Norm?
Yeah, I've just clicked it
Oh,
and I'm clicking it back on. No, I've just clicked it
oh, I hear your
and I'm
echo.
clicking it back on. Hold on. I'm just going to close the volume on my laptop. Okay. So
Sure.
you've seen the proof here. In 1 second, I'm pressing on my camera button. So
Yeah.
that's normal because
Yeah.
you can't see me, but you can still hear me.
Right.
I've just clicked on it again, and it should show my face, but it's not. So you could blame it that it was YouTube on my laptop that was open at the same time as my phone, but that's not true either because I just opened my laptop to YouTube a few minutes after I came on with my phone. And I'm sure if I close my phone and I close this completely down and I go on my laptop to try and log in, I'll still have a black screen. So I don't know how to resolve it. And by the way, I can see people now that I'm behind my laptop. I can see Rhonda. Well, hold on. Rhonda, Rob Weil. I don't know if Rob is still there, but
No, Rob left.
he left. Okay. So
Just the four of us.
hey, Rhonda. I could make a comment on.
Yeah, Ron. Go ahead.
Yeah. See, I just made a comment on my laptop because I got YouTube open. I can't leave a comment when I'm on my phone because I'm in StreamYard and I don't have access to YouTube because if I do click on the YouTube icon, it doesn't allow me to open up YouTube. It reverts me automatically back to StreamYard.
That's weird.
And that's unfortunate because a handsome guy like me should be on
No
at all
kidding.
times.
Like, I kind of rely on you in the show to be like the face, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what
You got
to
a
tell
good
you.
camera too.
You know how you're
so
not tech savvy? Well, I'm not very tech savvy either. I'm as good as you two guys are, and I think you're probably both better than me.
No, no, no.
Did I miss any? Did I miss any good subjects?
Definitely not. I'm at the bottom of the rung on that totem pole.
Did I miss anything juicy while I wasn't there?
You were gone?
So far this morning, I think I've listened to 8 videos, and I've been on the phone for about 2 hours. So,
Oh, there's the phone again.
and by the way, I wanted to remind you of this. Hold on, answer your phone.
Yeah, I better. Hey, brother,
Don't forget to mute. Don't
I'm
forget to
live
mute
on
yourself.
TV right now, and everybody's watching me. I'll talk to you. Okay, I'll phone you back. Okay, bro. That's my fishing buddy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I wanted to tell you, you guys have been chatting, so you've been too busy to notice this, but I think it was about 20 minutes ago that Greg DeFleuron popped up in my pop-up notifications because I think he's just done a video. I didn't get a chance to go and see it.
Yeah, I saw that notification also.
I'm gonna have to go after this and take a look at it.
Yeah, well, he tried putting it on this morning, or was it last night? I can't remember. But I clicked on it, and he must have taken it down. Maybe he blew it, and he wanted to start it over, or some glitch happened.
Was he trying to do a live one or just post one?
Well, so far, what I can tell, it seems to be like a recorded video. But
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Maybe it's on live, but he doesn't know how to press a live button to make it appear as a live. I don't know, but I'm 99% sure it's just a short video. And now I'm sitting out on the gallery smoking a cigarette, so I can't go and verify for you guys what the title of his show is.
The Story of the All.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's the title of it.
Yeah, I'm looking at my notifications. I clicked on it for a few seconds until I saw Ace was live. I switched over to Ace, and from my perspective, it looked like a recorded video. I don't it didn't appear to me that he was doing it live, unless it was after the fact. Then yeah, maybe it was live. But
You know,
from what I saw, it was recorded.
all you guys that do live streams like this, you're going to be driving us bonkers, because one of these days Ace is going to be doing a live show at the same time as Greg, at the same time
Same.
as you, at the same time as Tim, and people are going to be pulling their hair out. Who am I going to visit today?
Well, as long as they're recorded, you just pick your favorite one and then go back and
Oh
check
yeah.
out the ones that were recorded.
No,
You
I've been
know.
doing that for a year, I know, but I'm talking about live. I'm talking about live streaming.
Yeah, but even the live stream is recorded, so yeah, you can't be everywhere at the same time. Not yet,
Yeah,
anyway.
because on each of the shows that I just mentioned as examples, I'd like to be live on each show.
Hey, I thought with StreamYard, there's maybe you have to have a premium version or something like that, that you can join ongoing live streams. You can combine it with your
Right.
live stream.
Marry it.
What?
Yeah, so they're going on simultaneously on your stream and the other person's stream.
Oh
I,
boy.
be, I believe.
That would be awesome if we get to that stage of
Get three or
learning the
four
dark arts of the internet.
Well,
Right?
get three
that's
or
that's
four different live streams going on simultaneously into one stream.
that's all I need to
Wow.
unconcentrate me. If I had on stream, if I had four live streams at the same time going on, I'd be looking everywhere and I wouldn't be able to concentrate. I
Yeah,
have a
but it would all be going on in one stream though.
Oh yeah,
They
but
would all
imagine if you got three people on this screen, six people on the other screen, five people on the other screen, and you land up having like a dozen people all talking at the same time.
Exactly. You'd have to have little buttons or something.
Well,
You know,
I
you
don't
can
think
only
God's not going to allow that, because God is not a God of confusion.
no, he'll give us buttons to mute everybody but the one person that we want to hear, and then trade off. Forget
Yeah,
it. Forget
Well,
it. I get your point.
yeah,
a funny thing came to my mind last night because I was getting rather, discouraged with this whole thing until Dale's wonderful help today. But I was like, should I just like bail out and like just leave the reins to Dale and Greg and like whatever like that? But I was just thinking, what came to my mind as that was going through it, the fact that we've all got different shows, we can fill up more time of the day.
oh, that's true too.
So a lot of people are, I know late at night, that's why I go on the Christian ones, because there's something about the liveness that you're more involved with the side chat and stuff like that. It's like you're dealing with people. It's like listening to the radio instead of listening to an album. There's
Sure.
you're even though you can't see them, you're doing it together. So
Yeah,
like the more of us that have these live shows, the more hours in the day will meet uh, other people's requirements as to when they can actually go into a live show, because I know a
Sure.
lot of people don't want to come into the talking heads, but they get all of their edification through talking to one another in the side chat,
right.
Yep.
right? So the side chat most certainly is like it's half the show, right? When you've got a lot of people over there, and the side chat is people fellowshipping together in the closest way they have.
Yeah, you're right.
right? And you do get, like, after a couple of times interacting with somebody individually, right? They'll say something you're really keen on, so uh, you start talking back and forth, and there becomes a real fondness between the two of you,
Well,
right?
Tim, I can only say amen to the last few sentences you've said, because this is exactly how me and you met.
Exactly, perfect example. Same with Dale and I,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you really do get, like, I can remember the first time in chat having somebody answer to me, and it like really fills your heart, right?
Oh, it does. I know what you mean. That's why I've been commenting for a year.
Like
You know,
I didn't know what part I was supposed to play in God's whole production. And
the
like, so for that time, I was just saying, I'm just a cheerleader,
yeah,
right? Like, I'm fine with that title.
yeah, me too.
I was actually gonna get some stuff and make a little cheerleader uniform to
Oh,
go on the talking heads on aces. I do have some stuff up though. I went and got some craft stuff last night, so I to decorate the room for
Right.
tomorrow's opening.
Okay.
well,
Hey
well,
Dale, if you can come on
yeah.
screen just for a minute or two,
Hmm.
maybe Tim can close his camera, because he's a channel owner, and maybe my face will pop up. And
okay.
if that happens, it means that you're limited to two people per screen with StreamYard.
Hmm.
But Dale would have to come on so we could see his face.
I'm so I'll just press remove over my.
But don't kick yourself out. Just
Oh,
remove.
if I press remove, I think that's kicking myself out.
But you
Well,
can just click add back in right after.
okay,
I don't think
Okay,
you'll go. I don't
I'm
think you'll
gonna try
go
it right
anywhere.
now.
Okay.
give it a try. Okay. Well, did you just click your camera back on, Dale?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it came on exactly when he left.
I know. I know. I know. Yeah. I get that was
Maybe.
bad time. That was bad timing for me. But I still don't see you, Norm.
Yeah, I know. I don't see myself either.
Come on back
Uh,
in, Tim.
yeah,
Well,
but
you're
if he can
you're
hear you.
you.
Yeah.
There you go. He's back.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna. It gives me one other option. I'm just gonna bail out for 1 second again and try that.
Okay. Yeah, it's not working again. So
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do when Tim comes back, I'm gonna log myself out of here, and I'm gonna try it on Google again, just to see if the same exact thing happens. That's gonna indicate to me that it's not important what browser I use. It's another problem that's occurring.
Oh, you're going to go to Google Chrome.
Yeah.
I can't say that very well. My mouth doesn't like to say Google Chrome.
Well, me
It,
either. I got the same
it's a
exact problem with those two exact words.
Google. Google is hard
Google.
enough to say.
Yeah.
Then you say Chrome next to it. It's like a ton, it's like she sells seashells by the seashore. You know,
Yeah.
Google Chrome doesn't come out right. Okay, Norm, do what you got to do.
Well, no, I don't want to leave you all alone on screen. Okay,
Well,
Laszlo's back.
I'm not on screen, so
I,
Okay.
I'm on.
Well, I'm gonna log out completely, Tim, and I'm gonna log back in
Okay.
un- under a different browser to see if
Uh,
it's gonna change anything.
hey
okay.
Tim, hey Tim,
Yeah.
make sure you put up another invite link so he's got something to click to come back in.
Absolutely. Here we go. Come on.
I did another edit of a popular song.
Oh, which one? Which song?
David Bowie, Starman.
Okay, that's from Space Odyssey, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah, it's got to be.
All
Now I
right.
just now I just got to learn how to play it. It's kind of tough for
Oh,
me
right,
anyway.
eh?
For me anyway. Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of a ballad song, is it not? If I've got the right one in my head.
It's he's talking about there's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and
Yeah,
see
yeah,
us,
yeah.
but he fears he'd blow our minds or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
almost operatic sounding of a song. It's almost it's you yeah, yeah. Dun, dun,
There,
dun,
you-
dun, dun,
th-
dun.
there you go.
Yeah,
There you
that
go.
yeah.
When I listen to that song now, I I I can't help, uh, y- you know,
Interjecting your own lyrics.
yeah, my own vision of what's actually going on, and it reminds me of the snatching away.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
in the song Starman, he's coming down to us.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but in my version, we're going up to him. You know, it
Exactly. It's just the opposite.
yeah.
Did you see that movie that he made?
Whoa,
The Man Who
no.
Fell from Earth?
Say that again.
The Man Who Fell from Earth.
Oh no, I no.
That
I,
that that movie, I used to own it, but I lost most of my videos in the tragedy. But
oh,
he had yeah, he had it's quite a cool movie. Um
I can imagine comes from him.
I,
He's
there's two other well-known actors in it. I and if I'm not mistaken, it was released around the same time as Space Odyssey, right? And
okay.
he plays a spaceman who came down to Earth,
Uh,
and he
One more time. Tell me the name of it.
the man who fell from Earth.
A man who fell to earth.
From, I
Oh.
believe it could be two.
Well, there's a television series called The Man Who Fell to Earth. Well, let me just finish this.
Let's cross our fingers for Norman.
Who
I don't think it's going to work for Norm though because I'm seeing black on his. Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Well,
man who
Hope
I
it's not
tried.
interacting with your camera.
I tried going to Google Chrome. I have a hard time saying that word too. Uh, but it's saying the browser is not allowing me to use my mic or camera. So
Wow.
it says copy and paste this link, which I did, and go back to Safari and enter it. But when I go back to Safari, there's no place for me to copy and paste that link into. If we don't resolve this, I'll never be able to come on your show with my face. It might get frustrating for people
It's
in the
weird
site.
that it's not come. Well, a lot of people do come without showing their face, right? And they still what you're saying is still captivating people, but it's like the fact that you're not, hiding or how whatever you're not afraid to come on camera and you're not able to. That's very frustrating.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
find it weird because it's only on Tim's show that it's not happening. I don't understand that.
Yeah, and it's only on. Yeah, you're right. Well, It's only been like this on Ace's on Tim's show like 2 or 3 times, but I haven't been on Ace since this problem happened. So it might happen to me on his show too. And if it does, that's probably because of I have a problem. So that'll be a good test.
Yeah.
Because it's weird that it's allowing, it must be from your end, or else Dale wouldn't be able to come in, you know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, he bailed.
Oh, by the way, I looked it up. I looked that
Yeah, I was incorrect in the name. It's just that
the
habit. I've always called it that for some reason.
yeah.
Even though I own the video, Rhonda's telling us it's worth $75 now.
Wow. Yeah, YouTube does have some trailers, or let's see, the longest one I see currently is almost 9 minutes. But
You could probably watch it on Movies Joy.
yeah, you know, I looked at that Movies Joy site, and I didn't subscribe to it yet. I just was looking, looking through the movies and whatnot, and I couldn't find anything that I searched for. But
Oh, really?
yeah, I put in those ones that you were talking to Ace about. I think you were talking to Ace.
Yeah.
Um, oh, what were they again?
Brazil.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
You couldn't get Brazil?
No. And I even spelled it 2 different ways because I know folks in Brazil, they spell it
Right,
with a S rather than
right.
a Z. But
See, it comes up right away for me.
wow. But you're subscribed, so
No,
maybe, huh?
no, no, no. Maybe I'll
Hmm, that's odd.
here. I'm gonna go to the face page of it,
Face
and
page.
and, and I'll put a cut. I'll put a thing
A link
there.
to what?
I just put it in the side chat. So if you were to highlight over that and put that
Mm-hmm.
into your search bar, that
Mm-hmm.
would bring you to the correct Movies Joy website.
I'm
Because
doing
with
it.
all of those free movie websites, there's clones,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That I did learn that.
Yeah, like Debbie, my ex. Oh, here we go.
Should I click on the view full site or just
Oh, he's in now. It's working now.
There you go.
Norm?
Uh,
Yeah.
Norm,
yeah,
what'd you
Yeah.
do, Norm?
Well,
What'd you do?
I had another option that I talked to you about. Do you want to log in with a default browser?
Mm-hmm.
And I clicked on it again this time, and it worked.
I thought you just removed the tape off of your camera.
Yeah.
there
Well,
we go.
at least
See,
I know it works. At least I know it works in my default browser. So,
Yeah, that's pretty good. So even if you do select a different browser, it'll still, well, if you make that other browser your default, then it'll still connect
oh,
up, right?
I'm too afraid to try anything at this point. Uh,
I hear you.
I'll
Leave
just
well,
go and click on default browser every time I come
yeah,
on Tim's show.
yeah. Leave well enough alone, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm going for the beauty now. My marketing brain just kicked in, so we got Norm. Norm will be my thumbnail. We'll get more traffic.
There you go. Oh boy.
Oh, that's great. So just go to the default all the time, Norm.
Oh yeah, I won't forget. Believe me.
Uh, uh, my
But I did try the default browser yesterday or the day before when my face was blacked out, and it didn't work. This time
right.
it worked. So I don't know how to interpret that.
I think I I've trained myself to always hit the default on
Yeah.
almost everything unless there's extenuating circumstances
Right.
on the behest of my son,
Yeah.
and because it relinquishes control to what's supposed to be, to what is the dominating control in every single case.
I
Yeah.
understand where you're coming from, but my problem with that is that I had tried. Uh, hold on. I had tried clicking on Google before, and I feared that I was making that because of my last attempt on Google, that it would consider it my default browser, and I didn't want Google to take over. That's why I was a little hesitant, and I still clicked on it. But now I'm hoping Google hasn't taken over because my iPhone's been working fine the way it is using Safari. So I guess after I log out, I'll go and see if all the functionalities work the same way as before.
A lot of stuff too, you just press just once.
Yeah,
It'll give you a little option at the bottom, and you just press just once,
right.
right? And you've got the latest iPhone too, right?
Yeah, the iPhone 13, I think I've had it, must be going on 2 months by now. Time goes by fast. I've had something like 10 or 11 pop up notifications since I'm up with you guys. And that's another problem when you were talking about uh, uh, going live stream simultaneously with other channels, and then you said, well, it might have its advantage because not everyone goes on at the same time, so you can have a live stream from such an hour to such an hour, and then somebody else will do it from
Take
such an hour
over.
to such an hour.
Yeah,
But if it happens that way, I'd be very happy about that because I'd be going on every live stream.
yeah.
But that means I wouldn't have time to listen to videos anymore or
Right.
to make comments under the videos. So you can't win all around on this.
Choose your poison, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, God's got this, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not self-promoting. It's just lingo that I use.
Yeah, that's okay. We understand.
Oh, we're hip to your schemes there.
Yeah, I'm hip to your jive, cool cat.
Actually, when I was trying to come back on,
Oh,
A little Dobie Gillis action.
I'm-
Oh,
I'm
look
gonna-
at this.
if
Look
I'm
at
going to
this.
be a jazz.
Yeah.
hold on a second.
Like, I weigh 20 pounds less because of you, Dale. Thanks for this help. This
Oh.
yeah, that what a weight lifted. Like I was I was really praying with it for I don't you know ask too much of God, but like that one there, wow, that was really
Well, man, I'm so happy I was able to help. You know,
yeah. I know. Yeah.
and I'm pretty much a newbie myself. It's been a couple, maybe 3 weeks. I don't know.
Well, I'll
But
tell you, I think sometimes newbies who have just figured it out or just figuring out themselves are the best to talk to, because the people who really know, they overlook a lot of the really simple things
You're
because
right.
they're just doing it so fast, and they can't believe you're that stupid,
Well,
right? So
another thing that happens is if somebody's been doing this for a couple of years, well, StreamYard may have changed their layout,
yeah, yeah,
so they might not be up on
the
what a
latest
new
procedure.
right.
Yeah,
Well, you guys might need to help Greg whenever he's going to be doing his first live show. He's probably going to get a lot of kinks in his system that he doesn't know how to resolve. So
Yeah.
if one of you or both of you happen to be on, it'll become a breeze to him because you're both encountering the same kind of problems trying to come online.
right.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was kind of fun sharing my screen and going over exactly, I could do it now if it was if it would be it's not helpful now, you're already in, Tim, but the ability to share the screen and show exactly what I'm seeing and what I'm clicking on to make things happen, that's what those tutorials are all about. But but it turns out that tutorial that I sent to you, Tim, was 2 years old. So
right,
like I said before, in 2 years, StreamYard may have changed their layout, so it's
exactly.
no longer relevant. You know,
Yeah.
So, Tim, you think you can do a live show without any glitches from now on?
Yes, but it
Well,
won't be till Friday,
what was the problem?
or perhaps later on Thursday. Something
What
about the way I was.
I think it had
I don't have to have YouTube on when I'm getting in. That I was trying to speak between the both at the same time,
Okay.
and what Dale made privy to me was that I
destination.
just go into StreamYard. I don't even need any YouTubes open, and it will make it happen there. So
Okay.
it,
You
I
it
was,
seems
I,
it seems to me, Tim, you had to add YouTube as a destination, correct?
it was in that realm that the problem was. Correct. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It had your icon for God's Got This with a little YouTube sign on it,
right.
but it didn't have below that. It didn't have a YouTube destination. Is that correct?
Correct.
And
It had uh,
just
it had
your
my
channel.
round logo and then a plus sign, right? And
Okay.
so I I pressed the plus sign, and then it gave me other choices. Then I went into the YouTube destination, and then it brought me into this.
Treat.
And then also going up into the right hand side of the StreamYard thing to go live,
Hmm.
and then it pops up another screen. But I think where my problem was lying was that I was trying to do both simultaneously. Right, I was bouncing back from YouTube to StreamYard, right,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
yeah, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So I can actually title the next show. Right? Maybe,
Yeah.
I wonder how long Ace's show will be tomorrow. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. There's no telling.
It's supposed to
It,
start at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, right?
right. So if it stops before supper time,
But when you say 9 o'clock a.m., is it Utah time or our time?
No,
Eastern.
yeah,
Eastern. Okay.
our time, the right time.
You sound like Wildheart.
Well, the funny thing about them, they do drive on the wrong side of the road because no, but listen, the Germans designed the car.
The first
Yeah,
car? Really?
yeah, and so they, to do it different than the person who's already trying to establish it is incorrect.
Yes.
And
Well, when you look at it that
I
way,
can't imagine racing a car and having to shift with my left hand.
No,
Right?
I couldn't imagine trying to drive a vehicle like that. My grandson had an old Jeep that was used for mail delivery.
Right, with
It
the
was
on
with
the
the
other side
on
for
the
the
other side.
mailbox.
Yeah. Yeah. He'd freak people out. pull
The,
up to it pull up to a drive-through window and what?
to reach over.
Yeah.
Cadillac invented the way we use cars. In 1916, Cadillac was the first car to have the steering wheel here, a shifter either on the column or the
Floor.
between the seats. But the idea of the gas pedal, the clutch, and the brake, they're the ones who came up with that.
Hmm.
Previous to the 1916 Cadillac, your throttle was on the steering wheel and stuff like that.
What they do, design it originally after a motorcycle or something?
I'm not
Your
exactly sure to that extent.
clutch and brake, everything on the steering wheel, or
Right, yeah, because when you're looking at any cars previous to 1916, it would, you might have to press a pedal, you might have to push something on the steering wheel. Everybody
Hmm.
was doing everything differently. Oh, Anthony Pierce is in.
Hey, highlight his yeah, there you go.
The James Gangers might be out in full force tomorrow since they can take a shot at Martin on Ace's show.
Hmm.
Hopefully Ace keeps them out. Let me tell you something, Anthony. I've already got it in my head that I'm going to use my wrench maybe tomorrow for the very first time because I don't want them shitting on our ice cream. Right? It's kind of a special day for a lot of us, right? So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna, if one of us wants to screw it up, that's a different thing. But right, but like to have the James Gangers in there and wrecking our party, no, 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 no.
yeah.
I
I
think
used to
Ace.
be the doorman at all the nightclubs and all the after hours nightclubs in Toronto, so I'm used to kicking people out.
Yeah.
Ace is a pretty patient guy, but I got a hunch he's going to be a little tighter
I'm I,
tomorrow.
I'm kind of thinking myself too. I'm thinking the same way there, Dale,
Yeah.
because he is extremely gracious on his show,
Oh
He
yeah.
and that
he gives people all the rope they need to hang themselves.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
The
Yeah, I
sound
really
of
don't.
silence.
I'm extremely against any form of censorship.
Hmm.
So I value my wrench, but like I kind of swore I'll never use it. It's just not me to do so.
I
But
hear you.
I see tomorrow as being different. And I
Yeah.
actually see this show too as being, I will be a bit brutal with my wrench on my own show because I don't intend it for debates particularly. I intend it for us all to just
Yeah.
kind of party together every
Yeah.
day in our knowledge of the grace of our loving God, right?
The fun thing that I or let me not call it fun. The good thing that I see out of detractors, though, is an opportunity to address them. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
you know,
To, like,
there's good times and there's good times for it and not good times for it. You know,
right.
right?
And it like I really don't mind somebody who's genuine, right?
Yeah,
Who's really asking, like that Jay-Z, I think his name, Jay.
J
JG,
Yeah,
JG.
yeah. Like he's not just trying to be a prick or something, right?
right?
He's listening to what Ace says. Whether he agrees with it 100% or not is another thing, but at least he's giving us indicators that show that he's actually listening.
Yeah,
Whereas, let's say Nancy, she isn't listening to a bloody word anybody says.
I
she's lit.
noticed
Like
it this
like
morning.
how the especially like the division of the Gospels. Well, she writes Paul right off, and like today I said to her, like if I own a Chevy and I go to the store and I buy a Toyota uh, uh, repair manual, well, yeah, the Toyota repair manual is correct for a Toyota, and it's good knowledge to have, but it's not going to help me fix my Chevy. I better get the Chevy owner's manual, right?
I saw that comment this morning. I loved it.
Like I because you got to speak kind of in metaphors to them so they understand stuff. But like I said, I don't think she's genuine at all, and she's not actually listening, right? Yeah.
I'd love to
Yeah,
find out what offshoot she comes from. Because, like I told you yesterday or the day before, she comes from a worldwide Church of God background, but
right.
uh, she wasn't in it. I don't think in the years that I was in it, because I was in it late '70s, early '80s. So she might come from that background, but I think she comes from the 24 offshoots that came out of the worldwide when Herbert W. Armstrong died. That whole church fell apart in the snap of a finger.
Hmm.
So I'd like to know what group she's actually belonging to, because each group had their own slant on the original Worldwide Church of God. They thought they'd make a better sauce, so they changed some of the ingredients.
A better sauce.
Yeah, but I could really converse with her. I could take her on probably better than anybody else on Ace's show, because I know where she comes from, and I know where it leads. And you see, in the Worldwide Church of God, they believed in annihilism because they didn't believe in the Trinity. That would be an awful God to have. But God is a lot kinder than that. He just annihilates people. And the offshoots, as far as I can recall, kept on that doctrine of annihilation. So what people should concentrate on Ace's show, or what Ace should do directly, is just confront her on the annihilation aspect and find verses that contradict that. That might put her in her place for the first time.
I got to tell you, I agree with annihilation
In what sense?
until resurrection.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what makes the
Yeah.
whole damn
Okay.
difference.
Perfect. Perfect. Actually.
You
That's
know,
what makes.
until resurrection, we are annihilated,
You had me wondering
right?
there, Dale. I said, where's
I
she
said it.
going with this?
I said it that way on purpose.
Yeah, the monkey inside
It
my
worked.
head went, huh?
It worked well.
Well,
I
that
like I
I think
like
I th I think that's a good way to. Well, I since that's
yeah,
how I see it, but I think that's a good way to present it
it is.
because there are uh, there's plenty of scripture that shows annihilation.
I, I I really think you're onto something. I think that's a really
Yeah,
good way to present it to people
I
because
already.
it's the
yeah.
reality of because we're sleeping, we're completely unaware, we're we're nothing at that point except yeah, it's
Yeah, but what she's going to come back with as an answer is, yeah, that's if God resurrects you, because
Well,
there's some people that are not going to be resurrected, not to life. They're going to be resurrected. Oh,
to
well,
judge,
she
to
can't go
for
judge,
judgment.
to
she
judgment.
yeah, well, she can't go down the road of eternal torment because the worldwide church of God. Maybe you're onto something. Maybe that is a way to approach it.
Well, I think there's different resurrections. You know,
There
Well,
is.
me too.
I mean,
Yeah.
at the snatching away, there's a resurrection of the believers that have died, along with the then believing group, and then there's the resurrection of the dead for the great white throne. And there, I know there's debate as to whether that's everybody or if it's singled out to Israel. I don't know. I don't.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But it's
But
another group anyway,
yeah,
right? And
right.
then the other group after, like at the consummation.
Well,
Sure.
think about this now. Uh, there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth.
Hmm.
The original, well, the earth we have now is going to be burnt up by fire in 2
Yeah.
Peter. So
Hmm.
the people living on the earth are going to be burnt up so that the new heavens and the new earth can can come into play. So does that mean an automatic resurrection that's untold of in the Bible? Because these people cannot exist while the whole earth is being burnt up because God's recreating it
Yeah.
with a new beginning. So for people to come and live on this new earth, do they have to die and be resurrected again? Think about that.
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know either. I don't have all the answers.
Above my pay grade.
See, this channel relies on the people to educate.
Well, that's why we have comment sections.
Well, exactly, right?
People can make a comment, quote a verse, and it just gets us started on another tangent that might lead us to an answer.
Well, one funny
Yeah.
thing I just wanted to point out. You notice how Anthony used the right uh, pronoun or whatever. He said Nancy is a full-fledged Jane ganger.
Yeah. Well,
Jane.
on
Jane instead of James.
Yeah.
on Anthony Pierce's comment that's on screen right now, there are like 6 or more resurrections, but only 3 vivifications. And I was on Ace's show several months ago. I'm guessing 4, 5, 6 months ago, and I came on screen to talk about something, but I just had to agree with Anthony Pierce back then because he was talking about 3 vivifications, and uh, I had to agree with him. I see definitely 3 vivifications and at least 6 resurrections. I haven't counted them, but over the years, if I put them all together, yeah, it makes sense to have about a half a dozen resurrections. And that's not even including that earth being burnt up, and I'm imagining everyone with it. And then that new earth is going to have to be populated. And so people are going to have to come back to life after that burning up of the earth to live on the new earth. So that's an automatic resurrection, unless I'm I'm not understanding something right.
It's good that he making the distinction too between the vivifications and the resurrections.
Oh yeah, there's a world of a difference there.
Hey, Norm,
Yeah,
I got to mention something. I, I, I went online yesterday and downloaded eSword
yeah,
for, to get the concordant version uh, in an app.
yeah.
And somehow, I don't even know how it happened. I got somehow I downloaded something of yours.
Oh, did you?
I I don't know. Oh, 666 PDF.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I don't know where it came from. I don't know how I how I got it.
you
Uh,
probably got it from Ace Theo's website because I posted it on there a while back.
okay.
That's the only place I know where it's posted online. Besides that, I might have emailed it to about 10 or 12 people, something like that. And that's a little bit pertinent with what's happening in the world today. Anthony, uh, I don't know if you're still there because I can't see the sidebar, but aren't you on Ace Theo's website with the
Yes,
boys from Antioch?
he is. Yeah.
Well, if ever you're interested in that 666 article that Dale is talking about, go to my group or room or whatever you call it and go and see my documents, and you can see it there. You can look at it online or download it to yourself to print it out, whatever way you want. Well, did you get a chance to read it, Dale?
No, not yet. I was perplexed by it because I was trying to get that eSword. I was trying to get the concordant version inside of eSword.
Right.
And I saw something that said 666, so I clicked on it to see what it was, and it popped up being something that you did. And I'm like, where did this where did this come from?
Well, if I
So
was on
I,
my laptop right now, because I did this on Tim's show about 4 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago. I think it was probably the first time we tried doing a live, and I clicked on the share button in StreamYard, and I was able to pop up two of my documents in
Mhm.
PDF form. Uh, I tried showing it on screen in the Word format, and it wouldn't allow Word. But if I was on my laptop right now, I could pop up that 666 article. And you see, if this was like a regular show, we're still in testing mode and all that. But if this was a regular show and you brought that up, I could bring it up on screen and Tim could read it, or you could read it, or I could read it, and we just go scroll right through it.
Right.
But in that case, it might not be a good idea when I think about it, because I think it's quite a few pages long because I included so many pictures in there. Uh,
Hey Tim,
Yeah.
do you see a do
Oh
you see
yeah.
a do you see
Yeah.
a notification?
Is that
oh,
what you're talking about?
Yep. Oh,
oh,
I lost it.
Right.
Now I
The,
can't find the tab. I can't find
the,
the tab.
the very first thing I found one of the most interesting things in the entire article because it talks about how the Roman numerals all add up to 666.
if you can scroll down, it's probably on page 2 or 3.
I'm trying to find the tab where it.
To make it, uh, yeah,
Oh,
scrolling.
oh, I got it. You guys tell me when to stop, because
Yeah, go on. There you
There
go.
you go, right there.
okay,
So,
let's see.
so those are the first six letters in the Roman numerals, right?
Are there any other Roman numerals other than these?
Just one, and it's an M as in Michael, but it
Yeah.
equals to 1,000.
Okay.
So I've excluded that because I make a link a little further down. If you scroll, keep scrolling. Okay, on that crown, you'd probably about 1/3 of the way down, it has something inscribed, engraved in the Pope's crown, because this is the actual real papal crown that exists. And I don't know if people can see it on screen, but it says Vicarius Filii Dei. Vicarius means replacement or replacer. Filii means son, like in the Son of God. Well, and Dei means Dios, means God. So the replacer of the Son of God,
Mm.
which the Pope claims that he is, because Peter was the first Pope, according to Catholics, and Peter was replacing Jesus after he was crucified. So only the Pope can wear that crown, and he claims to be the replacer of the Son of God. But keep scrolling down.
Okay. I gotta get something. Oh, there. I was trying to play with tools to see if I could highlight it. Can you see my? Can you guys see my mouse?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I,
And
can,
like I can read it perfectly, and Anthony in the side chat also said he could read it perfectly.
okay, yeah. And Norm, you've got those arrows, those red arrows pointing to it. Yeah. Okay. So go down to what?
Uh, there, right there. Stop.
Yep.
That name that's printed on the crown, that's not printed, it's engraved.
Engraved.
It
Yeah.
has Vicarius Filii Dei. Now, Vicarius, you'll see that um, when you pronounce it, Vicarius, in the second to last letter of Vicarius is a V. But in any Latin word, because this is Latin, by the way, it's not Greek. And in
Hmm.
Latin, when you've got a V in the middle of a word, you pronounce it as a U. But if it's the first letter in a word, then it's the same letter, but it's pronounced with a V.
Hmm.
So the pronunciation is Vicarius
Hmm.
Filii Dei.
Hmm.
Now, I put their values, like in the first chart we saw, where it adds up to 666, the V equals 5, the I equals 1. If you do all the additions of all those Roman numerals, it comes to 666. And that's why in Revelation 13, I can't see it, 18, I think, here is the wisdom that you can
Yeah.
calculate the number. Well,
Right.
calculate. Calculate means adding. So by adding those numerals, you come to 666.
Hmm. I'm curious if I could. Ooh, I can make it bigger.
There you go. You're doing like Ace now. You're a
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
Let's see if I can get rid of this sidebar. I don't know how to get rid of that. This side.
I think I have control over that, and I can't do it.
No, this sidebar. This is part of my PDF viewer thing.
Oh, okay, okay.
Here, view, hide. Oh, hide sidebar. There we go.
well, make it
There
a
you go.
little bit smaller because you can't see
Okay,
the end of the lines.
right. Well, let me just see if this fixes it. Did that fix it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll click it down.
No,
That took it out.
keep it as it is, as it was.
Yeah, I'll see if I can just do it a little bit.
There,
that's okay.
there.
There, there.
That's as big as you can.
Yeah.
Oh, you're really getting fancy.
Now keep scrolling down slowly. Won't read the whole article, but okay, what's in red there? It says this emblem will be used. I probably missed the context
Oh,
before
right.
it,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna make a case that the coming mark of the beast is going to be a universal identification visa. Uh, and
The
then I get in.
the QR code, buddy. That's I've been saying that for years. That
Yeah.
QR code's going to be the bad boy, I think. But what do I
Yeah,
know?
And basically, it's just an evolution of the barcode.
Sure.
yeah, exactly. And it's more complete than a barcode
Yeah.
because a barcode only gives you it tells you what the item actually is when it's printed on an object, and it gives you the merchant can give it a dollar value, but the QR code goes a lot deeper. You
Mhm.
can go into a website, you can do purchases online using the QR code.
Yeah.
But I really
Payments.
encourage people to read the article because we're glossing over a whole bunch of interesting stuff here. But I have to go in about 5 or 10 minutes. So, just for the sake of speed here, can you keep scrolling down just in case? Um,
Visa.
here you go. You've got. Uh, Scroll back up real fast because I thought I put World Chargex Visa second. Yeah, no, keep going.
Go up.
Scroll back. No, okay, keep going the other way, but go further. Go up to a World Chargex Visa.
Hmm.
Just you're gonna see Roman numerals like the L is 50, the D is 500, so on and so forth, all the way to the end. If you add up only the Roman numerals, it comes to 666.
Yeah, I don't see the Roman numerals, but I do see where
No.
you.
Go back.
Go up.
Go
No, no,
back.
Stay
no.
there.
I know.
Stop.
I know. I was just. I think there's a little lag here. Um, but I see where you put the 50 plus 500. Can you see me highlighting?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I see where you've got that. I just don't see the Roman numerals in there.
Well,
But
look
The
look
L
above.
and the D are both Roman numerals.
oh,
The,
I get it. I get it.
the
Those are
C,
the Roman numerals.
right. The
Yeah.
C and the X, the V and the
That's
I.
a okay. The C is a Roman numeral.
Yeah. You see the H beside the C? That is
Yes.
not a Roman numeral. So I didn't assign a value to it because there is no value to H in Latin.
How come it
in
won't
the
highlight?
Roman numerals. So and if you go back to Vicarius Filii Dei, where you see all those calculations, just above the value, you'll see Roman numerals. So it'll make more sense to you. There you go. You see, like the V equals 5 in the very first uh, thing you showed us in the beginning where it says 1 plus 5 plus 10 and it adds up to 666. You can always
Right.
go back to that as a reference to know what the Roman numerals mean. Okay, so go back to the World Chargex Visa again.
Okay.
Okay, keep going.
Keep going
I
past
I
past.
explained that the word world
Hmm.
in World Chargex Visa signifies universal because it's global. That's why you
Hmm.
see universal in red. But keep going. Keep going. I, I I'm showing pictures of the evolution of the credit card, which started in 1958 or 62. I write about it a little earlier. I'm just talking about the evolution of how that card went through our last decades. But keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can go a little faster because I
Okay.
give quite a few examples.
Okay.
Now I associate Visa with a passport because a passport is actually like a visa,
Right.
which people are going to need to travel worldwide. Then you'd have to read that whole paragraph about universal identification visa so that you can see what context I'm putting it in. But keep going.
Sure.
Now you come to universal identification visa. And
Yeah.
above in the name, you've got the Roman numerals, which I've underlined in red, and I gave them the value in numbers, and all that adds up to 6662. Keep going. Okay, it ends there. But all that's to say that I was sitting in my bathtub uh, when I was 19 or 20 years old, and in my mind, I was trying to find because scripture says, "He who has wisdom, let him find." So I was trying to be wise, and I was trying to come up with something significant. And in my mind, I would play on words to see
Mm-hmm.
if something could be connected to the mark of the beast. And so I came up with that eventually, with universal identification visa. I kept on, and I was doing the math in my mind and trying to retain, okay, universal, it has this value on that letter, this value on that, and that adds up to, let's say, 53. Then I had to go to universal identification, figure that out, and remember what the value of the first word was. Anyways, I did the math in my mind and it worked out to 666. I kept on going, and then I found the World Chargex visa after Universal Identification Visa. In my article, I put the other one first, but actually, it was Universal Identification Visa. It was the first words that I added up to 666. Then came the World Chargex Visa. But I had poured myself a very, very hot bath. And
Mm-hmm.
I got so concentrated on this, I must have been there over an hour because when I came to my senses, the water wasn't lukewarm. It was cold. It was damn cold. Well, go to the bottom. You don't have to make it wide. What does it say under my name? I can't see it here.
Insight. Go ahead.
From 1978.
Well, okay, so it was 78. I said 78 or 79. It was 78 when I came up with this. But I always wondered, is this ever going to come true? But with what I see going on today, I wouldn't be surprised if one of these days soon, maybe in weeks or months, somebody's going to come out on MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, or something, and they're going to have a little bit about a universal identification visa. It might be a name that they come up with.
Mm-hmm.
And every now and then, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, I go into Google search in the search engine and I write in universal identification visa to see if I come up with an exact match. And I haven't yet. Anyway, this is my personal freak out moment.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know if maybe something like this could still just be a forerunner of the actual mark.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Never know.
Yeah, you know, it's from my perspective, even a social security number is basically a mark of the beast. You know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
can't do
it's
squat without it.
Well, that QR code
it's a
Yeah,
has
glimpse.
so much information on it, it's going to have your social security number on it.
sure.
So it is interconnected for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, so now you know how to. This is going to help you out, Tim, in your future shows. If Dale can pop up this stuff on screen, and if well, I've done it once, but I haven't practiced it enough, where you can highlight stuff like Ace does in yellow or pink or whatever. But on a PDF document, you can't do it. That's why I tried popping up a Word document, because I know you can fool around with a Word document.
What kind of a document is the one that you're showing now in the lingo that
It's
Norma's
a
just talking, Dale?
this is a PDF.
Yeah, so you can't do anything to it. But everything I've put on in PDF, I have it in Word as an original document, because I can edit it in so many ways. I can
Right.
italicize words and embolden words. I can make the fonts bigger or smaller. I can put colors. There's so many things you can do with Word. And PDF,
Yeah.
I think you can be creative and do that type of stuff, but I think you have to be subscribed in a special way to PDF and
I
pay
think I think you have to save that PDF document as something else. I don't believe PDFs are editable.
they're
I
not.
think right. You have to convert it to a Word document or whatever, then make your changes and either save it as a Word document, or if you want to make it its own PDF, you can save it as that too. You can save things in different formats.
Well, that's why I've got it in the two formats. If anybody was to ask me, hey, let's say it's going to be I don't know, the creation of adversity article. I've got it in Word and PDF. If they want to
Mhm.
know about Ash Wednesday, which is a bad title, I should change that title, because I'm getting off track here. But in that article called Ash Wednesday, I'm just making the case that us in the body of Christ, we have a bad habit of quoting from the King James Version, which is going
Yeah.
dust to dust. I've seen uh, members of our body using dust to dust or from ash to ash, and I know what they mean. But
Oh,
technically it's not right.
Yeah,
Because
we should be using concordant lingo.
yeah, so it's from soil you came, to soil you will return,
mhm.
or I think the concordant might have the word ground in there. But whatever the case, in that article, I cover it, because I go through Hebrew definitions of dust, ash, dirt, soil, and I'm
Mhm.
missing a few there. I go through 6, 7, or 8 different definitions. I put them all into context, and I go through the concordant version, that how it should be. That also, I think it's a pretty interesting article, but it's not all that spiritual. I mean, it's only talking about dust and ground and dirt, and so there's no real
Oh,
spiritual aspect to it. But I thought I'd put it in writing anyways.
But it adds to our understanding, of course, right?
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. After my cigarette, I'm going. So I just wanted to ask you guys, this live streaming, if if is there any way, I don't even know how to formulate what I want to say, but is there a way to integrate a live show or a recording of a live show onto ACEO's Antioch group website, where people can go and see all these live streams?
I believe there is.
So if there's a
I,
theme behind, let's say you start a live show tomorrow, and you were to give it a title, let's say vivification. I'm inventing a word here, just as a title for a
mhm,
subject. So
mhm.
if the most part of our uh, streaming is about that subject, and you were to post it on Ace Steele's show, and somebody wanted to learn a little bit about justification, they could click on the show and they'll see all our comments as talking heads, and they'll get to see the commenters in the sidebar what they have to think about it. And
I don't know if that stays with the video, Norm. The side chat.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Oh, okay.
It takes a little while for YouTube to process it.
yeah, because
Wait,
I when I listen to Ace's show, his recordings, if you wait a few hours or a day, I don't know how many hours, well, the sidebar does pop up
right. It
from
takes a while
beginning
for
to
it.
end. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
The thing on the Ace Theo website, not his website, but the Ace Theological Company thing that you're talking about,
Yeah.
you can you, you can live stream there, but it's not through StreamYard, I don't think.
Okay.
I think it's through Zoom.
Well, I know Sterling did a show on Zoom, but
Right.
I don't know if Jeremy built it in a way that only Zoom can be viewed, or if it can go, it can expand to StreamYard or
Yeah, I
whatever
don't know.
platforms exist. I don't know, but
Yeah.
just keep that thought in mind,
Hmm.
and then imagine where Ace does a show about vivification, and that also is posted. And
Hmm.
then I don't know, Scott Hicko does a live show, and they talk about vivification. What a library that'll become for people searching for the truth. When they go
Hmm.
onto Ace Theo's website, they can pick and choose anyone, but we're all talking the same language. We're all
Right.
talking the same truth, but maybe we're covering it from different angles. So that could be very educational down the road if we have time.
Sure.
If we're not snatched away before that.
Which is what I'm really hoping for.
Oh, I guess.
I'm hoping all of this is for
Oh, yeah.
just going by the wayside here soon.
Yeah, that's
I'm,
a thumbs up for sure.
I'm hoping their conference this weekend is like a pre-party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Anyways,
that Feast of Trumpets is coming up, and people kind of gravitate toward that possibility of the last trumpet blast, right? At the Feast of Trumpets.
Yeah.
right. Well, that's on the 25th,
Is
and
that what it is?
it's on the 25th to the 26th. People are
Okay.
going to try and convince you that it's actually a 2-day feast, which is unbiblical according to me. Uh,
Oh,
Because
I,
it's sundown to sunset, correct?
sunset to sunset,
yeah,
right?
and so it should be from the 25th sunset to 26th sunset. But I've been trying to make a case for the longest while that we might be getting a few hours notice, up to maybe a week's notice, before it happened. So if that's the case, it could be any moment now, because
Oh,
how
wait a minute.
Like Job and Noah, he's referring to. With
yeah.
Job and with Noah, Job was given 8 hours.
No, not Job. Lot. He
Or
was given.
Lot, sorry.
He was
Lot,
given
Lot,
12.
Lot was
He
Lot
was
was given 8 hours,
no
and
12 hours.
are you sure?
Yeah, yeah. But regardless, even if it's
Regardless,
8 or 12, doesn't matter. We're talking hours in both cases.
and
Yeah.
Noah was given 8 days,
Seven
right?
days. Seven.
Oh, okay.
This
Somebody
I'm
did-
absolutely sure of it. It's scriptural. Go into the
Yeah.
concordant or any common version, and he's got a 7 days notice.
Okay, I'm gonna have to talk to Leo.
Okay.
21.
But yeah, just the fact that he gave them a heads up just before the event took place, right?
Yeah, and
So
he,
like, it wouldn't be, disingenuous of us to imagine that perhaps when we're going to be taking up 6 hours a day, a week before we're called up, we might get a heads up somehow saying,
Wow.
hey, you guys have got 8 days or 8 hours or whatever.
exactly. Yeah,
Wow.
because the two angels that came and got Lot out of there, they had to pull Lot and his wife and 2 daughters. They had to pull them out
You
of
mean
there.
you mean
Yeah.
snatch them?
Yeah, well, that's another term for it. Exactly, that's what I was coming to.
Yeah.
And in the case of Noah, where he was warned, he was kind of snatched away in the ark, not to live through that destruction that God was going to do all over the world. So there are types of snatching away. Of course, I'm stretching it a little bit there, but I'm saying it's possible that we get a little warning. How that warning would come to members of the body of Christ is God going to be talking to each of us individually in spirit, letting us know ahead of time. This I have no idea.
Yeah.
Or just revealing it to even one of us, and the rest of us just get the word out to everybody else. Who knows?
Yeah, but that person would have to be very, very convincing. Because try and imagine where I'm telling you right now, hey, listen, I had a vision, or I had the voice of God inside my spirit told me. Could you imagine how that would go over in the body of
Yeah.
Christ?
You were smoking some good pot, eh?
Yeah, exactly. But I do know one thing: if God is going to be warning us ahead of time, there is going to be no doubt that it's going to happen. So whichever way God
Absolutely.
chooses to advise us, it's going to work. Why? Because God's got this.
But like, say we did get a day or say 2 days, like, you'd be immediately on the phone, I think,
Oh boy.
rejoicing in it with fellow members of the body. And then
Uh,
after we all kind of,
I'm not, Tim, I'm not
Okay.
even sure we'd go that far. Because if we were revealed this by God, I think our whole prayer life, from the minute you wake up to the minute you fall back asleep, you're going to be in a very deep conversation with your Father.
yeah.
I think, but maybe God will allow it where we'll talk about it.
Go out on the street. Like, after the body, I imagine going and telling all, my mom and my kids and, well, maybe Debbie will have had already taken care of that. But, you would really want to get the news out there to people. Like, look, I wasn't a kook like you thought. It's actually
Exactly.
happening now.
Yeah.
And I know right now I'm coming across as the biggest kook I've ever been.
Exactly.
Like, in 2 days, right?
Yeah. You might as
Give you
well buy. You might as
He's
well
back
buy
on the hard
shares in.
drugs again. Don't listen to him.
You might as well buy shares in Alcan Aluminum.
it'd give you plenty of time to write all your username and passwords down for your family.
I've actually got a few letters written for the people left behind.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I did this back in about August 2017 because I knew September 23rd, 2017 was coming. So I started writing a few letters, and they're all sealed in an envelope. And Astrid, my wife, she knows that she's going to be distributing them if ever I leave here and she's left behind. And all these people I wrote letters to, every single one of them lives in New Brunswick, where I'm retiring next year. So if it doesn't happen this year on a Feast of Trumpets, I believe it's going to happen on or just prior to a Feast of Trumpets some year down the road. But everything seems to be so in place because I follow world news religiously. I do this every morning before I start my day. I go and look at world events and what's happening in the world, and I tell you, it's all coming to a crescendo. And if it doesn't happen this year, I can't see it happening no later than next year. But I don't want to be among those thousands or millions of people that have predicted stuff and it doesn't come true. But I'm just sharing my inner feelings with you.
Just curious, and I don't want to pry or make you uncomfortable or nothing, Norm.
Go ahead.
Do you feel comfortable sharing your experience with what happened in 2017 on September 23rd?
Oh, I'm not shy about it at all.
Okay.
And I've shared it twice on other live streams, and I could come back on your show and I could talk about it. I'm very comfortable talking about it, but I've overstayed my stay here because I was supposed to leave about a half hour ago. But I'm not going to prepare myself for when Astrid comes home. But what might happen is she usually phones me at around 3:08. I could be off a few minutes, but she phones me at around 3:08 every day, and it's 3:01. So I'm expecting a call from her in about 7 minutes because she lets me know when she's about 5 minutes away so that I can go from my third floor to the ground floor and meet her. So when she calls me today, I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to go downstairs. Just park the car and come upstairs. So this is not a good time to start that story about September 23rd.
Yeah,
right.
It'll just kill the whole thing.
In a future show, we'll get you to, because that really touched me when you told me that. It really put me in the moment. Watching the two of you.
Yeah, I'll try and go chronologically how it all came about. I hope people are going to find this interesting because, well, half the people don't even know about the September 23rd sign. And as far as I know, and I've asked around in comment sections and on my live show, expecting answers in the sidebar. And to my knowledge, so far, not one single person of the body of Christ has seen this sign with their own two eyes. I'm a living witness. I promise before God that I saw this sign with my own two eyes live. But anyways, I'll get into that more on a.
Well, you're talking about the constellation?
I'm talking about Revelation 12, verse 1 to 5.
Yeah, the constellation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with
Okay.
Venus and all that, and the mother and shooting out of the womb.
yeah. It's
And,
not about the constellation; it's about the constellations, because it mostly revolves around the constellation of Virgo, which is the
Yeah.
Virgin,
Hmm.
which represents Israel, and the constellation of Leo, which
Leo. Yeah.
represents the lion
Hmm.
of the tribe of Judah,
Hmm.
which represents Christ. So I'll get into that a little more
Okay.
in the future. And as far as I can tell, so far, Peter Maya, he believes that Revelation 12, verse 5, is talking about the body of Christ. And because we all know in the body of Christ that Revelation is attached to the kingdom message and the four gospels and Peter and Jude. It's not like concerning Paul, but the book of Revelation, to my knowledge, it has a reference to the body of Christ, and it's the only verse in all of 22 chapters of Revelation that talks directly about the body of Christ.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you could
in
pull up
which chapter?
Revelation 12, maybe you can read it online right now, and I'm going by memory, but it's in verse 4 or 5.
12:4.
Yeah. Well, you can read it if you've got it first, Dale. You can read it, but start at verse 4. But maybe it's in verse 5. Just start reading, and I'll let you know.
Well, I'm looking for it.
Okay.
Oh, I passed it. And she brought forth a son,
Yeah. Yeah.
a male, who is about to be shepherding all the nations with an iron club, and her child is snatched away to God and to his throne.
Exactly. For me, the verse is that verse 4 or 5?
5.
Okay. Well, it's that verse that talks about the body of Christ, because it's talking about a male child, which is snatched away to the throne of God. This cannot this cannot be talking about anybody in humanity since Adam, and it can't be talking about Israel because their domain is terrestrial. They don't get to go to the celestials like the body of Christ. Neither does anybody in all the in all the Old Testament since Adam get to be snatched away to the celestials. It has to be talking about the body of Christ.
It couldn't be speaking of Christ himself when he ascended.
Well, that Revelation 12 sign that happened on 23rd of September 2017,
Hmm.
it's never happened. And somebody, well, two people actually went back 10,000 years, and that constellation and what appeared in the sky never happened before. And they went back 10,000 years, and it
Hmm.
never occurred. And they went forward something like 6 or 7 thousand years, and it never occurs again. But the closest that this sign appeared as, like, in 2017 was on September 11th, 3 BC, on the birth of Christ, because the three wise guys that came from the east, they followed the Star of Bethlehem. Well, the Star of Bethlehem,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. There he goes.
Maybe he got a call. You're muted, Norm. I don't know what you
You're,
said.
you
He might be just talking on the phone to somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. There you are, Norm.
Hold on. Host has unmuted your mic.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good now.
Well, I told you at 3:08. Look at the time you got.
308.
That's exactly. Well, sometimes it's at 3:09, 3:10, 3:06, whatever, but that's the average. Huh, I'm so proud of myself. Anyway, she's
That's
not going to
funny.
be waiting for me to go downstairs. She's going to be coming upstairs. So we've got about 5 minutes left. What I just wanted to say is that a very similar sign came out at the birth of Christ on September 11th in 3 BC. And when that happened, Christ, the head, as we know him from Paul's writings, came out of the womb of the Virgin.
Mm-hmm.
And 2,000 years later, it's the rest of his body, that male child, because Christ is not transgender. He he is our head. He is a male head, and his body is a male body. Even if collectively we're men and women, collectively speaking, his body is male. So that's why in Revelation 12, verse 5, it talks about a male child, which was just given birth, that Christ is going to be bringing to the throne of God. This is where we're going to be exalted and we're going to be vivified at the highest stage. This is what we've all been waiting for since we've come into realization. And so uh, that's why people they don't put the two signs together because uh, they don't realize that the constellations were near perfect to exactly what Revelation 12 describes. But when you go to Revelation 12:1, it talks about a great sign or a wondrous sign, or I can't remember how the concordance states it because I've seen it in so many other versions, but this is a very special sign. Special indeed. Look what happens to us. But anyways,
Interesting.
I might have to review all that when I come on the show and describe my whole experience.
Yeah.
And you might find that part boring if I go over it, but there might be other people in the sidebar seeing my explanation for the first time. So I'll try and put it into better context when I come back on one of these days.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Rhonda just made a comment.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the body of Christ are sons of God, because Christ is male. Good point.
Definitely.
Anyways, I may as well let you guys go because she's gonna walk in any minute. Anyways,
Well,
so
thank you
All
very
right, Norm.
much for your addition, Mr. Norm, and finally, I think it's kind of a nice glimpse into how God takes care of things, because it took a bunch of us working together to make this work,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
it's just the beauty of God's way, you know.
yeah. When
So
I woke up this morning, I had no clue I'd be talking about Revelation 12
ne-
again.
neither did I even when I phoned Dale right after Ace's show, and I was just trying to figure out, but it turned into a show. We just kept pressing the buttons together.
Yeah.
So
Anyways,
oh,
bye to everyone in the sidebar, and bye to you two guys. And it's for sure I'm coming back on
yeah, tomorrow or Friday.
whenever.
Yeah, I'll give
Okay.
you a heads up. Thanks a
Thanks.
lot, Norm. Love
Bye
you,
now.
brother.
See you, Norm.
Love you too. Love everyone in the body. Bye.
if you noticed, Dale, he had written that article about the 666 in 1978,
Right.
right?
Right.
And Norm fascinates me. I don't know if you know his story, but
Not
he
really.
he through his own uh, study of the
Study.
Bible, right?
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
he was able to come to our belief alone,
Wow.
and so from the 90s he had our understanding and
Hmm.
had no one to share it with, and it took him until
Wow.
last year to come across us. He
Wow.
was over like 20 years alone in the wilderness. There's another fellow from Norway. He's an old he's somebody's grandfather in Norway, and he lives in a hut in the woods, and all he has is the KJV, and he came to our understanding all alone by himself in the woods with the KJV.
Wow.
That
Wow.
really shows God's really working.
Yeah.
He's drawn you, right?
Yeah. There's no obstacle too big, right?
No,
No, he didn't create a rock too big to lift, right?
exactly. Yeah, I hate it when people start talking that stuff.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's, but we're spiritual, not intellectual. Sorry. Oh,
All right.
well, I think we might as well start shutting her down here now. I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call her a
So
show, huh?
yeah. Well,
Sure.
again, thanks so much for your help, man. I like I'm 20 pounds lighter today. Like I said,
I'm so glad to have been able to work through you with
yeah,
it and get it going.
I
That's
know
great.
you are. I know you are.
Yeah.
So,
Michael Knotts is in the side
oh
chat.
my gosh. Hey, Michael. we're, you came in late, Mike. We're just gonna shut her down.
Yeah, maybe he wants to come in and
Well, you can never
slap you around a little bit.
you can never turn Michael down.
Right.
I don't know if I better
He
better.
usually has, well, I shouldn't say usually. More often than not, it seems like he's got some kind of Wi-Fi or internet connection issues that,
Right. Yeah. Like I started talking with him yesterday, and I could only make out like half of the words that he was saying. I just got home. We've been moving.
mm-hmm.
It, you can see what when he's reading in that you can really see how it affects him. Like just a little giggle or yeah. He's saying, "Isn't perhaps it'll be better at your new place, Michael?"
There you go.
Mike, yeah, yeah. Big move.
Wow.
And I'm gonna miss his land, his property there.
Yeah. Did he sell that place? Do you know?
I'm not exactly sure what he did with it. All I know he's
Yeah.
moving to a new place.
Yeah. I just caught a bit of that. Was it maybe yesterday or the day before? Yeah. I'm out of the loop on what's going on with him.
Oh yeah, the chickens and the pigs and the garden. End of the month, he's got to be out.
Yeah. Hmm.
God might have different plans for you. Never know.
Yeah. All right, man. So,
Okay, yeah,
I've yet to eat anything today, so I think I'm gonna cook me up something to eat. Getting a little hungry here.
yeah,
So,
yeah. We need
all
real
right.
food too.
Yeah.
Well,
Not by
thanks.
not by bacon alone, but
It helps though.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
he did sell the house, he says.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay, man.
Okay.
Hey, thank you.
Bless
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, brother. Love you, man.
Love you
Thanks a
too,
real
man.
lot.
Okay. We'll
Okay.
talk to you soon.
Okay, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all. Rhonda, Michael, Anthony, who else was in here? Norm, of course. Rob Weil, he was in. Yeah, that's about it. So thank you all, and don't worry about nothing, because God's got this. See ya. Grace and peace.